Okay, good. Keith's here too. All right, welcome everybody to the Referral Challenge Q&A Mastermind call for Friday, November 10th. The updates. The only update I've got is we're trying to schedule a webinar with Rick Streb to go over he's launching his ultimate supplement sales system this week, and that bundled with that is a 1 month free trial of the Rick's here right now, so he can help me out with this. Rick, we were just talking about the launch of the ultimate supplement sales system, and that is bundled with that is a 30-day trial of Pro Diets. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, good. And so what I want to do, and I'm going to have to talk with Rick about this and Aaron, is just to schedule a time to do a webinar or a Zoom call or something specifically on this and how it can be integrated into the Smart Start or into any aspect of your fitness business for that matter. But I think it warrants its own individual call so we can dig deep and talk about the strategy and tactical applications, but also answer any questions you guys have if it's something that you wanted to pursue or just get clarity on best practices, because Rick's an expert on that. But certainly if you want to take advantage of his ultimate supplement sales system offer, this would be the time to talk about it and get your questions answered and from the source. So that's my only update. Aaron, you got any updates? No? Okay. Rick, so you and I haven't scheduled an exact time yet, but we talked about doing this. So let's maybe after this call today, see if we can't hammer out a time to do that call, and then I'll go ahead and promote it inside the group.
Okay.
When does Ultimate Sales System go live? Monday?
Tuesday.
Next
Tuesday.
Okay, next Tuesday, Ultimate Supplement Sales System. Try saying that 5 times fast.
That's a tongue twister, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. All right, good. So we got a pretty busy call today. Let's do this real quick. I want to get to Robert because I specifically asked him to come on the call. Some of you guys probably saw his, and I think this will be a good discussion. If you saw Robert's question, he posted a question about nutrition and partnering in the group, and it stimulated some good conversation. So, Robert, just for those who haven't seen it, why don't you restate your question? Well, first of all, I tell you what, since this is the first time for you on one of our calls, why don't you just introduce yourself, tell folks a little bit about your business, and then this specific question that you have or any issues you've got you want to discuss, we can discuss here on the call.
Well, thank you. First I would like to thank you, to having been part of this group. The quality of information is tremendous, and I'm really blown away by the quality that we're getting. So that's really something I truly appreciate. We're based in South Florida, nearby Fort Lauderdale. We specialize in semi-private training. We have up to 6 people per session with 1 trainer. We're going to move on to 9 people per session with a 2 trainer, and that's a good model, and we've been doing pretty well on that. So my question was about basically, we're pretty good in the training aspect of it, and we're doing good on nutrition. Last week I've been approached by like a local celebrity nutritionist that did a couple of appearances on TV. She did like a makeover, a transformation show, and she came and she saw what we're doing in terms of training, and she would like to partner up with us in terms of her giving the nutrition and us taking care of the training aspect of overall all our clients. So I like the fact that she's a person of influence and has a lot of connections, so that could open a lot of doors for us. But now I'm thinking, okay, that's going to mean less income, more time for us to focus on maybe on something else, but less income. And I don't know how will be the perception of others seeing us just as a training facility and not a providing also the nutrition aspect of the whole transformation.
Why do you say less income, Robert?
Well, if she takes care of the nutrition, obviously we won't get that part, or that's something I guess we need to work on to get a share of that.
Yeah. So how does she, have you guys discussed how that partnership might work? Have you talked about that at all? No.
No, not yet. We just, we had just a first encounter. She came to visit. I'm supposed to meet her again Thursday in her office and discuss what will be the next steps if we were to move forward.
Okay. And so what are your concern is potential loss? You might get more customers, but you'd lose total sale. I mean your average total sale would decrease, but your number of customers would increase potentially.
Yeah,
right?
Because now in our packages, we offer nutrition is part of everybody's membership. They have nutrition. So, okay, so now if we take off the nutrition aspect, so, I don't know how if I can keep the same price because they won't get the nutrition aspect from us anymore. They would need to.
You won't be able to.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be able to because now you're trying to charge the same thing, but you're downgrading your services that people will see that right away.
Yeah. So that's the thing, I like the fact that she's, she's an artist, so obviously she can do, more extensive work on nutrition if needed. And that she, she's pretty known in our area. Like everybody knows her. So
my question, if I can, Eric,
yeah,
is in your post, you mentioned that you already feel your nutrition services at an A.
Yeah.
How much difference is having a personality going to raise it to make it beneficial to you? I mean, at the end of the day, if it's taking money out of your pocket, it's not a good deal just to have a local personality endorsing you. So you're saying you're going to lose some money, and you can put a firm number on what you're going to lose when you do this. Whatever you've got built in for nutrition, you have to take out. Do you have is there any way to have a firm number on what she'll bring into you?
In terms of number, I would not be able to say that, but, obviously I would guess, more clients, you will get to come and basically see us more. We'll get more exposure in that.
Where's the guarantee though? Okay, because you're guaranteed to take money out of your pocket.
Yeah.
So I don't see on the front end, unless you have something dialed in with her, that's going to assure you. I'm not seeing anything right now, and Eric just alluded to what I was going to ask. What happens if this relationship goes bad between you?
Well,
who loses? You or the local personality?
Yeah, I'll be the loser, I guess.
So, you need to think about all of these things, before you jump into it. I can give a perfect example. Derek Thomas, when he was alive and I was in Kansas City, I was training him. It was logical on the surface because he was Mr. Kansas City to have him endorsing my facility. But at the end of the day, it was going to take away from my income. The way, everybody was wanting it to be structured. So no, he's still going to be my friend, but on a business relationship, it made no sense just to say Derek Thomas trained at my facility. It was already known. So, you need to really sit down and figure out where you're going to benefit, not just from having a local celebrity, but it's got to compensate you for what you're going to turn away by changing your structure to appease her.
Yeah, that's correct. But no, I don't know how I'll get compensated from that. That loss of nutrition income. I'm not sure that I will get in terms of number of clients that I'll get. That's the thing.
That's a conversation you need to have with her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
true. So something to consider is potentially if you have an established nutrition service already that's part of your overall service, so keep doing that. But maybe she has something that's a little more advanced, something different that you can package and use as an upsell. So
that's kind of what I alluded to the other day. Is you might keep what you're doing because you said it's an A, and then have a higher price option or a higher valued option that you can ascend people to when they need to be to that point.
Yeah, because buyers are buyers, and they're, if you have a platinum version, there will be a certain percentage of your customers who will take advantage of that. And the reason I would encourage you to do that is because the opportunity for you guys to partner, if she is legitimate and she's an authority in your area, an influencer in your area, she's well known, she's somewhat of a celebrity, it sounds like, she could potentially drive a decent amount of business to you. And so you could set her up as sort of an affiliate almost, where you track what she sends to you and you compensate her on a percentage of sales that she makes as a result of her endorsement. And then, of course, you upsell to her and you get a piece of that. So if you're upselling, her service that costs $1,000, maybe you get 20% of that. Or whatever, you can figure out the numbers, but that way it's symbiotic. You're both winning. And it's mutually beneficial in every possible way, without being too. You're not connected at the hip. So if something does go wrong, you can just part ways.
Yeah, and it's not disrupting your current business model.
Right.
That sounds like a good plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with partnerships, it's always wise to start with something small and then see if that works. And if that works and it develops from there, then great. But if not, you can part friends.
Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that to start a little bit small. Yeah, I think that can. Yeah, that's good. I like it.
Yeah. Anybody else got any comments, any ideas, any thoughts on this they want to share?
I like what Rick said in regards to now if you don't have your normal service, you X your service and you bring in her service, now you have to devalue and bring your price down if you look at doing that. And if she left, how hard will it be to bring your prices back up to where they were before? That's just like you both are saying, I would never take my prices down and my structure what I have and just to add on. If you just think forward about that, if she does say I'm going somewhere else, you've taken your products that you've already been producing, which is already an A, and now gotten rid of that and come down. It would just be terrible to try to bring that back up to another level if you had to do it in the future. So I think what everyone's saying is that to upsell, but keep your system exactly how you're doing it and just have it as a symbiotic thing. I think I like that a whole lot.
Yeah. Does she, one of the nice things you could do, I assume she doesn't have a fitness solution. She's all about nutrition. She's not on the exercise side. Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah. So great. So you guys, there's one of the things that I would seriously look at, there's a lot of opportunity, obviously, but one of the things I would look at hard is if she's a local celebrity, is you guys together doing some sort of public speaking type events, somewhere where you can get out in front of people, because just by virtue of you being seen with her, you're getting that halo effect. She's already a celebrity. Now Robert's next to her. Therefore, Robert is a celebrity as well. So I do what you can to be positioned right next to her as you market this if you decide to do something together.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep, Keith, go ahead.
I know my microphone doesn't always work. You just said something that made me think of something else. Is another thought with her would be, rather than having her be like a platinum service within the facility, what if you did, like we're doing a 6-week transformation contest, what if it was, what if she participated in that somehow as a more short-term deal and you're just tagging her name to it? It's like, hey, come to us for 6 weeks and you get to work with this celebrity and here's the price.
So
that's a great idea right there.
Genius. Yeah.
Hey, I try.
That's it. That's exactly, I think, exactly how you ought to launch this, test this partnership. create a special 6-week program that's a premium price because you're bringing her in to help with you, and just see how that works. It's 6 weeks. There's no commitment. You split everything 50-50. It's right down the middle. There's no fuss, no muss. If it works well, then you decide how you can move forward from there. I think that's brilliant.
So how would people see my, currently 6 weeks, transformation challenge that we currently running, how they would see that, that, okay, what would be the difference? How they would.
Her. She's the difference. You're bringing in, it's like adding a big bonus, except it's not really a bonus because you're charging more for it. So I guess that's not a good example. It's like adding on another component to your existing product, and that's this celebrity person. So I think it's a winner. Plus, you're minimizing your exposure. It's just this one promotion that you do. And if it goes gangbusters, works well, and you enjoy working with her, you're good to go. If not, you walk away.
All right. Yeah.
What do you charge right now, Robert, for your 6? If you do a 6-week, and if you do, what do you charge for it?
$397 for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I look at plussing that by at least $100, maybe going up even if you can tell a good enough story, going up to $397, $497, up to $547 or $597, somewhere up around there. It's all about the story.
Yeah. So, Robert, you may have mentioned this, but just for my clarity, what is her background? I mean, I know she's a celebrity, but is she a certified nutritionalist? What's her background in that regard?
Yeah, she's a registered dietitian, and she's been doing that for like 20 or more years. And she's been like the nutritionist in like a national TV makeover series that they had. So,
right. All right.
Does she have a big social media following?
On her Facebook page is not really high. It's like 1,500 only. But everybody in the community in our small city, everybody knows about her. Like she's like the reference. Like we have a private Facebook group for our city, and everybody asks a nutritionist. She's the first one to pop out all the time.
All right, Rick, Streb, you've got a strong opinion on this. Let's hear it, dude. I mean, I can just tell it's just brewing over there.
Well, I think there was something really telling in her social media following. People know her, but nationally, she's not as well known as you think if she only has 1,500 followers.
Mm.
Okay, that is a red flag to me. I just think you need to have a really good conversation with her, Robert. I really, truly do. I'm seeing a lot. I like what Eric said. I think that's a really good approach. Okay, I think that's a safe way for you to get started with her. And what Keith said is not a bad idea either. But at that price point, you also have to figure out how much higher can you get it and get people in for 6 weeks.
Right.
And that's why I like what Eric suggested, that you guys, you work more in, when you're referring someone to each other, a percentage is being paid just to see how it goes. I'm afraid if you jumped in with both feet with this person, from what I'm hearing, it's going to backfire. That's just my gut feeling, and I believe me, I wanted to be able to tell you something different. I sincerely did. But from what I'm hearing, I'm not getting a good feel for it myself.
Mm.
I like what Eric said, personally. I think that's the best option that's been thrown out there. I like Keith's idea, but I question at how much higher you can mark that up before it is hard to get people into your challenge, too. I don't know the answer to that one.
Yeah.
Okay, good point. And so the other thing to look at is that maybe you don't mark up the price, or you only bump it slightly, but here's what you need to determine. First of all, let's back up. The first step here is, as Rick said, the very first step is to have an in-depth sit down with this person, really, talk things through, get a feel for her, and make sure that you feel good about it, because that's trust your gut. Then the second thing is, I'd say ease into it, and that could be with the 6-week transformation or just doing some sort of joint venture. But what you want to do is test her out. You're a proven commodity. You believe she is. You believe she's an authority, and that's good. She's seen around there. But can she drive traffic? Can she create sales for you? That's the question, because that's really where the rubber meets the road. So I put her to the test, and with a 6-week transformation program or something along those lines, see what she can do in terms of driving sales. Because even if you don't have let's say you don't increase the price point, you keep it at $397 for 6 weeks, and you have her as a celebrity participant, see what she can do in terms of giving her an affiliate link or some sort of trackable link for her to push traffic to you, and see what she can do in terms of driving traffic, because that's all that really matters. As you said, you've got a kick-ass nutrition solution already. So the only thing you really need from her is marketing power.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that 6 weeks transformation, upgraded version, could be a good start also. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a good start. You're moving forward to this with the thought process here, because it could be very good. That's what I found. Some partnerships can end up being very strong. Some can really suck. You don't know until you kind of get in there and test the waters.
That's correct. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Very good. That was great. Thanks, everybody. Keith, let's go down to you, since we haven't seen you in a little while, and it's great to have you on the call. Let us know how you're doing and what we can help you with.
Yeah, we're right now, we are in the middle of a 6-week transformation contest, and we had 24 women sign up for it. So that was pretty good. We charge $250, just so you know, but and I'll give a little plug for Rick real quick, because I actually use his Pro Diet software all the time, but we certainly really push it during these 6-week challenges, and people get amazing results. The ones that actually follow it, So, but anyway, I also did this week only for people doing the transformation contest. They could do a 6-month paid in full and get like 20% off our normal prices or whatever. And I actually sold almost $2,000 worth of that today. So that was a pretty good day.
Nice.
So just I've never done that before, and I just figured I'd test it out, just gave them that option of, hey, if you know you're ready to commit, here's an option for you, just pay in full for 6 months and lock it in. So.
Yeah, very good. What do you do with that money, Keith? Or you said you've never done this before, so you don't have like a separate escrow setup or a separate account for that money?
No, so actually I kind of am halfway running the Profit First system. I'm still kind of building that system out. And so, and I do offer paid in fulls anyway to people all the time. And what I try to do is I split that money out. I have a certain percentage goes here, and I try to, obviously you want to have some available because you're not getting that revenue now for the next 6 months from this new person. So I try to set that aside, and there's a plan for that money for sure. So
good. Interest bearing plan, I assume.
Yeah, I don't just write myself a big check or something like that, which is interesting, but I don't do that. So, but yeah, other than that, as you guys know, or you and Aaron know, I've had some personal stuff going on, but I want to try to get back re-engaged with this group, because it's just an amazing group. And I'm glad Camellia is part of it too. And, I responded to her when she was asking about people what we're struggling with. And just, I just said, just the enormity of the whole thing is still a little overwhelming. I have not yet even really dived in. I haven't dove into the Smart Start stuff really. I have my Facebook page and I've got the URL name all tagged away, but I haven't done anything else with it. I just don't have the mental capacity for it right now. So, but I think it's a great program. So I'm hoping maybe Camilla can kind of help us come up with some type of 60 or 90-day action plan so we can get that stuff going or whatever. I love that idea. Somebody suggested it. So
yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. That's the main thing, is come up with just always trying to improve the implementation process.
Yeah. I think, again, it's a great program. So, all of it is. And we've implemented probably 50% of it, like the charity. We actually had a charity event this month, and it went really well. I think we raised a couple $100 for our charity, just in one, just in a charity workout weekend kind of thing. So that relationship's been really cool. So
awesome. Also, Keith, wanted to say thanks for the comment that you made in response to Andrew Catala's, I think I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, question and concern about his issue. And you were the first one to jump in. A lot of folks did as well. And it's just a great thread that definitely needs to be saved and reviewed. But the term that you used in the beginning, that term self-care, Adrian knows because he was down in Houston. But that was a term that was used quite a bit down there, and I'm just wondering where you heard it first, and or is it just something that came about organically? That term, self-care.
It came from my therapist, actually. Oh. So yeah, I believe very strongly in. I have a business coach. I also have a therapist because I think sometimes you just got to talk to somebody and get it off your chest. So but yeah, she has used that term with me a lot. It's like, what are you doing for self-care? That kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I think it's real easy to get so caught up in all our day-to-day stuff and you kind of forget to take care of yourself. We all have businesses and families and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, no doubt. I know Calvin was down in Houston too, and I know that term resonated a lot with him as well. And it's so important, and you're right. It's so easy to lose sight because we get so caught up as entrepreneurs. We're so busy all the time. There's so much going on. It's easy for us to to put ourselves second instead of putting ourselves first. Yeah. Camellia has this term that she uses when she talks to folks. She calls them non-negotiables. What are your non-negotiables? And those of you who coach with Camellia know that. That's how, and that's how she approaches her life, and she wonders why I can't approach my life more that way.
Differently.
Keith, when I had my last gym, the kickboxing gym, I told all the new clients coming in that, they're deconditioned in the whole 9 yards. And I would tell them, look, I can't feel what you feel. I have no idea if your blood sugar is dropping. I don't know what's happened to you in the last 24 hours. And so as you go through this exercise, we have a word that we use around here, and it's called self-rescue. That's your job. You are to self-rescue when somebody else is pushing you. So it's very applicable for the entrepreneur that, sometimes you just have to self-rescue.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. And it's got to be built in. I like the way you articulated it. All right, we're getting a little feedback. And so Keith, we got some feedback. Anything else?
No, I think I shared on the Facebook. Well, that's weird.
Let me just see if we can. I'm going to mute everybody. Okay, go ahead, Keith.
Well, it sounded like it was me.
No, anyway, it sounds okay now.
No, I think I shared on the Facebook page too, though, that even with all this going on, I had my highest grossing revenue month ever last month. So that was a big win for me, and I also paid myself the most I've ever paid myself in a month as well. So as a result of that, so things are, from a business standpoint, things are really positive. I can't say the same for my life outside of business right now, but it's all getting better. So yeah. I was just glad to be able to make today's call. So,
well, we're glad you did too, and you're in our thoughts, brother. I'm glad business is rocking and rolling, and you're handling everything else, and that's good. As long as you keep the self-care, taking care of yourself, things will fall into place, as you know.
That's right. Cool. All right.
Very good. Wayne, let me jump over to you, brother. Let us know how things are going, and any questions or issues I can help you with.
Yeah, I do have some questions. We talked about mini chat last week.
Yeah.
I just started a post that should start in a few minutes, so I'm going to see how that works. I did it as a Facebook post where they respond with a certain comment, and then they automatically get sent stuff in Messenger. So I'll let you know how that goes.
So wait, just explain to folks. So you set it up that they're getting sort of an autoresponder sequence from the ManyChat Facebook Messenger. Is that correct?
Yeah, the way I understand it, there's certain growth tools. When you showed that example of the website last week, it was a box on there on the website page that said, click here and I'll send you a Facebook message, something like that. So it's one of the growth tools you can put on a Facebook page. Another one is a comment growth tool, where like the one I did was, hey, do you want to see an example of a paleo meal plan? If you do, comment in the comment box with the word eat, and I'll send it to your messenger, something like that. It's not exactly like that, but it was like that. And so then you go in and set up the automated messages, and they're only added to your list, though, if they respond to the message that you send them. So it's smart to send them something like, hey, let me know that you got this. And then there's a box you can put underneath that said, yes, I got it. And so then if they respond, then they're on your list. And then you can also set up automations that, all right, cool, well, here's the meal plan. And then you can send them the meal plan through the Facebook Messenger. So that's what I'm trying.
Beautiful. And so you have different sequences that are triggered by different words. Like you said, the paleo thing, if they type back eat, that triggers a distinct sequence.
Yeah. And that's all that I've done so far. I haven't done other things, but they've just started something called Flow Builder that looks like a flow chart where you do a message and then a little squiggly line, and you do another message. If they answer, it's like a if-then thing. Sure. If they answer this, then it goes here. If they answer something else, then it goes there. So you can set up some really extravagant automated messages, it looks like.
Yeah. For those who use Infusionsoft, are very familiar with that type of automation setup. Yeah. No, that's sweet. And what are you paying? What does that cost for the ManyChat? You're on the paid service now, not the free, right?
Yeah. Up to 500 subscribers, it's only $10 a month.
Hard to beat that. Yeah, good. Well, definitely would like to hear how that progresses. So keep us up to date on that, and good for you for implementing so quickly.
Thanks. Well, I wanted to hurry up and do it before 2 o'clock to be able to say that I did it.
Right on, brother.
So I did it.
Awesome.
As far as Smart Start funnels, I had done that page a couple months ago, but the reason I hadn't triggered any of that was because I had a hang up that I hadn't done anything on the daily exercise things that we mentioned in the introductory. And I felt guilty about putting something out there like that if I wasn't doing anything on a daily basis. So starting this week, I did something that I think is going to cover that base. I'm calling it a Fast Fitness Minute, where I record something for 1 minute, something about a fitness or an exercise. So far, I've done how to correctly do a plank, or a bird dog exercise for the core, but it only lasts a minute. So if it's less than a minute, I can also put it on Instagram and then put it on the Facebook pages. But I think so much stuff out there is so long. A lot of people want something quick. So I think if I called it Fast Fitness Minute, people will think, oh, well, I've got a minute, might as well click on it and watch. Yeah. So I'll see how that goes.
All right, good. But just for clarity, or for clarification, that when you're talking about the workout of the day or your daily workout thing, it can also just be, written, and that's what I would encourage you to do, just written, like a WOD, like a workout of the day from CrossFit, but without all the silly names, just, maybe 3 rounds, with some Metcon stuff, whatever you think is appropriate, whatever workout all I'm saying is just keep it simple, just write it out, just like you would when you post your workout on the board at your facility.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I forgot you had said that before.
Yeah, but I like your Fast Fitness Minute thing. That sounds good.
We get a lot of hits on Instagram, so I thought that might be a good place to do it. And to be on Instagram, it has to be less than a minute. So far, the ones I've done are right at a minute, and then that way I can share it in all different places. We started another promo this past Monday. It's the one I said last week that we spent like $500 freaking dollars, but I only got 19 people, but still, it's 19 people I didn't have before. Yeah. So they're here for 5 weeks. The questions that I have is, it's coming up on Black Friday, and I know a lot of people do Black Friday stuff, and the things I've seen before, a lot of it seems to be paid in full. But other than paid in full, I'm wondering if anybody has any ideas for something that, something monthly that would, add to your EFT instead of just paid in full?
Well, I can tell you there's nobody on this call who's generated more revenue on a Black Friday promotion than Aaron Crocker. I don't know that it was a paid in full type thing or what it was, but Aaron, do you want to give Wayne some ideas on that?
Wayne, over in your TRC docs, I've got a list of 5 or 6 different emails that we sent out to people who were who once inquired but never came in. So it's a low ball offer, but they're long emails. And when I did this for another company, the initial reaction was I got a phone call from the owner, and he said, "I've got a complaint." And I says, "All right, what is it?" And he says, "My admin lost a full day's worth of work today because the phone wouldn't stop ringing. It rang 96 times in an 8-hour period." Right? So it generated, 30 grand in a day. Right? So, and it was low ball offer, but they had a chance to upsell them. So that's the deal, is a 75% low ball offer, but only sent to those people that, had already ignored all your messages and all your persuasion tactics had failed. And now it's just, look, if you're ever going to take advantage of it, you get 1 day to do it. But I'll tell you this. I love what Aaron Lindauer has done with that 13-word email. It's supposed to be 9 words. I think a version of that during this is a good idea that should be tested.
I haven't seen that yet, but also the 75% thing to people that had responded but never did anything. Is that similar to the tax day campaign?
It was the original. All right. The very first thing that we launched was a Black Friday, a Cyber Monday. And then we did a version of it on tax day that we called a second chance opportunity, playing off of the original. And the tax day actually did more than Cyber Monday did.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I agree. Everybody ought to look at the email that Aaron Lindauer posted, that 13-word email, and just swipe it. That's something that definitely needs to be used. And, obviously that's important to segment. You want to make sure that's going out to prospects, people who haven't bought yet. But that can go out. I would make that a monthly email. I'd send that once a month to, unconverted folks. That's a winner. And you could build a little campaign around that for Black Friday as well, as Aaron mentioned. That's something that you could do, or just use the email itself.
Something that I've been doing with that same email. And it kind of works easy to keep it going instead of just getting one hit. And I have to give Pat Rigsby credit for this idea. Is I'm taking 2 or 3 letters in the alphabet, and each week I'm sending that letter to a couple to those letters in the alphabet on my list. So it's steady instead of me sending, like, for example, to my Fit Pro list is 9,000 Fit Pros. Imagine if I sent that email out to everybody and got interest, it could inundate a person. But if you send it out just a little at a time, it can keep you steady each week. And then once you get through the alphabet, you start back over with AB or ABC again.
Yeah. Like it.
Dude, I love that, Rick. That's a genius idea.
Well, that's Pat Rigsby's idea. I can't take credit for it, but when he told us it, I jumped on it.
Awesome.
Hey, Aaron, is the special that you're offering during the special like a temporary or a short-term promo, or is it an actual full membership?
No, it was 30-day to try us out. Right. So it was a 75%. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a 75% off the first month is what it was.
Well, the first idea I have about Black Friday is then that's asking them to do something in December, which is, a busy month, and a lot of people are putting something off until January. So how can you work that? Or do you see that, or do you even see that being an issue?
I don't. Here's what I see. I see that everybody's expecting, looking for Cyber Monday or Black Friday, whatever you want to call it. In this case, Cyber Monday, right? Where it's an online deal that you get, and the way the autoresponder is set up is, and again, we could use Aaron Lindauer's short emails just to test, but it was like, look, here's a 75% off deal, but you can't take advantage of it today. There's only one day you can take advantage of it, and it's on Cyber Monday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4:59 p.m., right? And so we build anticipation with 3 emails the week before on a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday, all right? And then on Monday, Cyber Monday, 8 a.m., you send out the first email. 12 noon, you send out the second email. And at 4 o'clock, you send out the third email. And if it works, every time you send it out, the phone's going to start ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is that it's going to your list, so there's essentially zero marketing cost. It's your time invested to prepare the promotion, get it out. I hear what you're saying, Wayne, regarding the potential objection of, it's the holidays, it's December. And so I would address that right up front. I mean, I just say, hey, look, this is the most social time of the year. You're going to go to more parties over the next month than you do probably throughout the entire year. You're going to see more people. Don't you want to look your best? Here's how to do it. That kind of thing.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
What I'm going to be doing, and I'm actually starting to promote it on Monday, is a 0 pound challenge for the holidays.
No gain?
You don't gain any weight. It's 0 pounds and you get your money back.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So
think about it. It's the exact opposite of what everybody else tries to do. But
Right.
It's exactly what people are thinking. So I'm going to run a 0 pound challenge during the holidays. And by Jet. Yeah. Yep.
So I was hired to write that for a guy who's running it here in the next couple of days. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, and I like that. So you're offering them to you get your money back if you don't gain any weight.
Yep, I'm doing it at $97 instead of my normal $169 for the holidays. So it creates a lower barrier of entry. And if they don't gain weight, they get their money back, or they can apply it to one of my programs.
Yeah, see, that's creative. That's beautiful. It's creative marketing. That's great stuff. I think you guys all should rip that off. That's a good one. 0 weight gain. Get your money back.
0 pounds challenge is what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
And I know there's other people that have done something similar to it before, I'm sure, but I think it'll work well. I mean, it changes people's mindset during the holidays. It gives them an easier goal, and they know they're not going to lose 20 pounds like the typical challenge during the holidays. So let's give them something realistic. Gain 0 pounds and you win.
Rick,
and I'm probably going to actually switch it and do it where lose no pounds during the lose 0 pounds and they win a trip like I normally do.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, because remember that the object, or what's the reason for being, I'm trying to think of what a very famous quote, the purpose of business is to create customers. That's it. The purpose of business is to create customers. And what you're doing with an offer like that is getting somebody who's maybe on the fence, never bought from you before, to buy from you. And to take advantage, even if they end up not gaining any money and you're not gaining any weight and you're giving their money back, they've now bought from you, which means the relationship with you has increased tenfold. It's 10 times stronger, and therefore they're 10 times more likely to buy from you again.
Yeah, and from a psychological standpoint, if you have somebody that every year gains weight and for the first time they didn't because of your program, it's a high likelihood they're going to stay with you.
Right.
Are you also trying to get them to, are you also going to do like you typically do and get them signed up for a longer term commitment when you bring them in?
They're going to sign my fast action offer the same way as everything else. Absolutely. So that they still have to give notice if they're not going to continue at least 7 days before, basically before New Year's.
Yeah.
That I'll definitely do.
Who quits the gym in January?
Pardon me?
Who quits the gym in January?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And then a couple other things I'm doing, just to give you guys some thought, is I created a real simple funnel that's a New Year's wait list that I'm going to start marketing December 1st to get them on a wait list for my New Year's challenge. And then if they go on the wait list and it goes to the thank you page, it's offering them to come in and train at December for half price. Again, just little ways to get people in that normally wouldn't do anything in December is going to keep you making some money that you normally wouldn't.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm doing. Then right after Christmas, when everybody starts thinking of it immediately, I'm running a promotion, and you need to have a little guts to do this, I'll tell you that, where I'm running a promotion that the month of January for free. The entire month of January for free for the first 30 people. Why? Because I know that anymore, people don't start thinking about fitness really until about the third week of January, because first they're getting back to school, getting the kids back to school, getting back to work, paying off credit card debts. So why shouldn't I let them get in there for free leading up to my 6-week challenge that starts at the end of the month and get them already liking my program? It's not going to hurt. The doors are going to be open. So I'll be running a promotion, that basically says for the month of January, for the first 30 people, it's free. And my premise is, most gyms this time of the year, they start making offers. They get you to sign. They know you're going to make your New Year's resolution. They get you to sign up for an 18, 24-month membership that you never use again. Well, I want to make sure you're going to stick with it. And I'm going to give you 30 days to make sure you're going to stick with it before you make that commitment.
That's sweet. Definitely would like to hear how that plays out for you. I think it's a great idea.
I've done that every year for about the last 4 or 5 years, that one.
Oh, okay, good. So it's obviously worked, or you wouldn't keep doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've got that funnel that, if somebody's interested and they're not afraid to think that it's going to cost them a bunch of money, reach out to me. I'll let them see my funnel.
I like that.
Which is really only one page. I have them making a call for that one. So I'm creating the communication right away.
Yeah, that's sweet. Well, thank you for your generosity as always, Rick. That's awesome. That's awesome. Since you're going, keep going. Anything else going on with you, Rick? Other than we got that up, you could talk if you want real quick about the ultimate supplement sales system.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's launching next Tuesday, like I mentioned earlier. What it is, I paired with Jason Hunter. I don't know how many of you know Jason Hunter. He's one of the top registered dietitians in the country. He was one of the creators of pro-grade nutrition supplements. Well, he bought out his other 2 partners, rebranded it. It's JLab Pro. He and I have put together a program that teaches fitness professionals exactly how to make money selling nutritional supplements in their business. We've literally put together all the tools, all the resources. We've got over 6 months worth of done-for-you content, 7 days a week that you can simply copy and paste, repurpose it into Facebook posts, blog posts, whatever, along with emails. We've got, I want to say, either 5 or 6 lead magnets that you can rebrand and download. We've got the share funnels, ClickFunnels share funnels for them. We're actually going to be doing once a week coaching calls like this to make sure we're helping people make money. Also, Fred Zoller, that's in this group, was so gracious that everybody that gets the product, he's going to give for free his expert program design. And Trevor and Kane from Coach Catalyst is going to give everybody a free 30-day trial of Coach Catalyst.
Yeah, it's nice. And this is what we're going to do a little, Rick and Aaron and I will do a little webinar about this, or a little call specifically about how this can be leveraged within your Smart Start group specifically, but your business in general as well. The thing that's neat, and Rick just showed me this, we got together when he was in town last week, and when you're in pro diets now, when your customer is in pro diets looking at their daily meal plan, there are suggestions for supplements right in there. They're not obnoxious. They're just nicely placed suggestions that are just hyperlinks. Boom, they click on that, they go right to where they can purchase that supplement. So it's as seamless as it can possibly be. And of course, you're set up as an affiliate.
And make 30% commission.
Yeah, you make that commission, and it's an easy way to take the money. I'll tell you, quick funny story. We were down at Disney last weekend. Went down to Epcot to meet some friends and for this wine and food festival thing. I was blown away by how difficult it was to get into Epcot. I mean, and I told Camille, I said, "What is going on here?" I thought Disney is, the masters of it. It ended up it was a fluke, but because generally they're better at it. But we commented, and people were getting pissed. The most important thing, one of the most important things in business is making it as simple as possible to take the money. And that's what I love about what Rick and Jason have done with this. It's a simple way. It provides a great solution, but it's also a simple way to take the money. And it's good stuff. All right, Rick, so like I said, we'll get that scheduled so we can talk more in depth on that about your program with folks and also give them some ideas for implementation. All right, good. Let's keep moving then. Eric Peacock, good to see you, brother. Let us know how things are going and any questions or issues we can help you with.
Things are actually going pretty good. We ran a referral drive, and we've got some good leads coming in this week, so we're doing this. I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago, this Price is Right theme where they get putting names. It's kind of the old MPA VIP when we kind of tweaked it to, every 3 names we get an entry, and we have a showcase showdown. So we got 3 different prize options. So they're bringing the names in. So we're starting follow-up process on that. We got a lot of momentum going with that. I think we probably have at least 30 names right now on that. And then we just had a big ladies night here in the facility. We're in with those of you guys that don't know, we're in with the chiropractic outfit. We've been with them for 12 years, and we have a really good strategic alliance partner, and they run this called Ladies Night, and they have all these women vendors, the purse lady, all these clothing vendors, and then we have a table. And so we were set up last night to do a lot of sampling of our Advocare line, our nutrition line, and personal training. So we got leads on that. We got a follow-up campaign. I put a special report together for everybody to kind of give them a gift for coming to the table. So my manager today is going to be putting all those leads in and launching that follow-up campaign as well as the referral people going after them. That's been pretty good, and those are like probably the 2 things. I'm still working on trying to get some time to work on my Man Up program. I know Camille and I were talking about just kind of getting the content built out for that, and then doing a soft launch and some teasers in December and getting ready to launch those webinars in the first year. But we're going to do a Black Friday, Cyber Monday event. We had a pretty good one last year that we did, and ran as a 3-day event, and it was some good cash flow and some people jumping in on that. So we'll be running that here in a couple of weeks. But and the one thing I know some fitness professionals hate it, but we've kind of figured out Thumbtack. I don't know how. We've gotten a lot of people from that. That's been and I know a lot of people hate Thumbtack, but I think we figured it out. I just had a person walk in from Thumbtack and signed up with me in my strategic alliance yesterday. She walked in after doing a bid, and I've kind of figured out how to bid Thumbtack. So we still bid Thumbtack, and kind of an evergreen. I know Camille is like, you're the only one, but I said, we've gotten some great clients off that. It's not quite auto closer. It's a little bit different, but we get them on the phone, then we give them auto closer. But yeah, we've started off pretty good this month. We're just trying to, there's some financial stuff I need to clean up in my books. I got a bookkeeper helping me, but just trying to stay organized, and then running maybe like the ladies night and the referral are kind of our 2 big campaigns we're trying to run through before we start something up. So getting those things kind of wrapped up before we start the Cyber Monday thing going. So
awesome. With the Thumbtack thing, is that you don't have to pay for that, do you? Is that a free listing?
You like $3 a lead only if they look at your quote.
Okay.
And then usually what I've found, it's just like everything else. When even if they view, it tells you if they view your quote. Then I always have a follow up. It's really easy. It's just like, would you be open to a phone call? And Thumbtack only gives me so much to write. I really like to tell you more about my program. So I got a lady came in yesterday. I got another one booked on Monday who's training for an FBI test. So I have some different templates in there that are kind of like auto closer templates, but I can tweak them a little bit. And so we bid Thumbtack, and I don't know why. It's been for a couple. There's some months it's crappy, but other months it's been like the hot ticket. It's beat our Facebook ads sometimes. and it's a lot cheaper.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
so we're compiling it. We're putting testimonials, some shorter video testimonials. That we're going to try to run a Facebook ad of testimonials, because we were talking just kind of more of a video centered ad instead of the single image ads like we were running that were working last year, but this year don't seem to be pulling as well. So, but we got a lot of momentum. I think this month's looking pretty good already out of the gate. We reactivated a few clients. We got some referrals coming in. We have a new strategic alliance partner, some functional medicine docs. They sent us a lead. We've sent them like 3 leads. So we're talking about doing a little kickoff seminar at the beginning of the year where we have maybe have somebody from our chiropractor, have one of them, and have us do like for our partner charity, and do something in-house here, like a workshop or something for charity, and then get people in here so we can, kind of like a Gold Rush style, but more interactive, So I was talking to them. So that's pretty exciting, the new strategic. They sent me a referral like right out of the gate. We had them come up here and do a seminar. And I think 3 of my clients have been over there already, and they're great. They do a lot of things with women that, exercise and diet alone aren't working. They do a lot of blood work and figure out estrogen and thyroid and all that. They go deeper. So I think a lot of our clients are really interested, and it'll be a good partnership. And then they have people on the other end where they get them going on their lifestyle changes, and they're ready to get more structured with their exercise and nutrition. And we're kind of the next level, a lot like a physical therapist referring out, out of that acute stage into more of an aggressive program. So.
That's awesome. You're doing great stuff with your strategic alliance partner. I mean, you're doing a lot of things, right? But the strategic alliance partners always catches my attention, because I think you do it at a higher level and more consistently than almost anybody I can think of, except maybe Fred Zoller. So it's really it's exciting that you do it. I would just encourage you to continue to think in terms of that Smart Start group and getting your partners to drive people into that group, and using that group to build, as your lead generation funnel.
Your wife told me that the other day, because we're at about 50 members, and we've been really good about posting. She said that, I think it was Chris Gray and someone else got theirs from 50 to like 300 by doing that. So that's on the list. That's on the marketing calendar this week, is to get after our strategic alliance partners to help drive, and my BNI group too. My BNI group is another good resource I can tap into on that too as well. So when I first launched it in BNI, a lot of people jumped in, but we just need to get more members. We're good about posting and putting content out there, and so we just need to get more people so we're more visible. So, but that is an evergreen. Now that is an evergreen campaign, and every day on the marketing calendar is something we're putting on it.
Awesome.
So let me ask, what caught my attention, Eric, was your seminar. I mean, your webinar. What have you done with that, and what success have you had?
So I did a women's one back in August. So I got on with this Amy Porterfield, who does a lot of webinars. One of those webinar gurus. So I did some of her stuff. I did I did put it together, and I did actually get a client locally here. But the problem was I wasn't getting it. I didn't get it. The biggest thing is I only got like 15 people signed up. So I need to get more people. I got to figure out the Facebook ad thing, how I'm going to be able to get people to the webinar. The content was good. So my thing is to start working towards my business. I want to start working towards doing a little more online coaching, a little more online, start thinking about possibly maybe down the road selling my studio and being a little bit, off the overhead. So that caught my attention. I like to teach, and I like to learn and I want to learn the new technology. So I have to kind of figure that out. But there's also, like, as Eric knows, this Man Up one, there's a lot of guys in their 40s and 50s that we've worked with that have gotten good results. And I got a bunch of buddies up here that are doing it as guinea pigs to put a guy seminar together, like a 45-year-old guy talking to other 40-some-year-old guys that were maybe once athletes or once in the gym, and life's gotten in the way of them. I got a buddy of mine who's an ex-trainer. So a couple different evergreen webinars to me would be cool. I like doing that stuff. It's something new and challenging. I mean, for me personally, I've done the marketing, I've done the the sales, I've done that. It's kind of like you got to kind of keep challenging yourself. And for some reason that really appealed to me, is I think I can do that. I just have to go through that learning curve of, okay, I got to learn some new technology, and I got to get better with Facebook ads to get people to a webinar, and that stuff I still got to work through. So I ran one webinar in the late summer, and then we just got busy, and we have some stuff going on with my parents, and I just got, I realized how much of an undertaking that is to put the content together. So I had to prioritize, and that's where Camellia helps me out. Like, okay, what do I need to be focused on right now? So we're getting back on that, and putting that program together. Eric's one of my guinea pigs, so he's got some of my programs he's running through.
So has anyone else here ever tried to run a local lead generation webinar? So let us know how that goes here. I mean, you're going to be kind of the linchpin here. You're kicking it off. So let us know how that goes so we can all kind of learn from you.
Yeah, and it can absolutely be done. I've heard of people doing it. There's nobody on this call other than you, Eric, who's done it. But one of the things I would encourage you to think about, and everybody to think about, Camelia and I were talking about another one of her clients, who I'm not going to name right now, but who's also considering selling her fitness facility and moving on into doing other things. But she is focusing, and she's right now focusing all of her efforts on building out this Smart Start group, because she wants something there for the transition. She wants to stay in fitness, just as Eric just mentioned. She wants to stay in fitness, but she just doesn't want to have a physical location anymore. She wants to do more things online and things like that. And so she knows, and it's smart too, obviously, to have that group set up, because that, as soon as you sell your facility, boom, you've got that to market your facility as long as you want it. But once the facility is sold, now you can start marketing other things to this group as well. You've got your herd, essentially. That's what you've done. It's just like building your list, and then you can expand from there. So rather than, in my opinion, driving leads or using your ads to drive webinar registrations, Eric, I would encourage you to focus on using ads to drive people into your group. I think you're going to get a much higher conversion on something like that. Plus, there's a lot of great stuff that you can fulfill on once they're in the group, and then you can sell them a wide variety of products and services. So there's just a tremendous opportunity, I believe, with this, when the focus is on lead generation. And I think the Smart Start group gives you that ultimate offer, that evergreen lead generation offer, that ultimate lead magnet. That's why we called it that. I think it's a good way to draw people in, and then you can sell them a variety of things. So anyway.
Good advice, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep moving. Eric, thank you. I appreciate that. Aaron Lindauer, give us an update on how things are going with you. Tell us how the 10-year anniversary event went, and any other good stuff you want to share.
Yeah, the event went well. I almost, when I was thinking about what to share, I almost forgot, just because you do it and it's like, okay, next. So we had a decent turnout. So we had about 85 people come through the door, mostly clients, but we had some old clients that we hadn't seen in a really long time. So that was really cool. Some original clients that you first had when you first opened your doors. So that was really special to see that. But we raised $3,000, so a little over $3,000. So
congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. I've got about 800 more to collect. That's the not so fun part about it, but our charity partner made it really easy for us, and they gave us a link that everybody could do online. So yeah, still have a fistful of checks and cash over here, but it was just made it a lot easier. He actually did come to our event, so that was pretty cool. So
that's fantastic. How did your trainers perform on the push-ups? I guess they did well if you raised $3,000.
Yeah, one guy, this guy Mason that we just hired, he repped out 111 push-ups in 90 seconds.
Holy cow.
I was just like, of course, like, you're the youngest one here and just get after it. But yeah, he did a good job.
Chest of steel. Yeah.
I guess. I know. And so then I was like asking him the next day, I'm like, oh, who's sore? Nobody.
That's great.
They had fun, and it was really cool because for the first time, like, I didn't participate in it. I just kind of ran the MC part of it, and like to watch all of our clients and just the friends and their spouses and stuff, to watch them get so excited about these trainers, going through the mud. Because, everybody knows after about 40 seconds, you're pretty much fatigued. So, you still got to gruel it out for 90 seconds. So anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's the fastest, easiest charity event I think you could possibly run.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, so that was good. I've got over 100 in our in the Get Fit Indianapolis group, so that's cool. I'm happy about that. Now it's like, what Eric was saying on getting people and, just partners or whomever, I just got to start asking and making the ask. Your daughters are cute. But just making the ask to get more people into that group, because obviously, you know, the more in there, the better. But it's so far been going well. Daily content, things like that. So
excellent.
My questions were, and you guys kind of touched on it with the reactivation. So, or we were going to do a reactivation. With that email that I posted, I mean, I'm still following up with people, which is really cool. I've got 2 more ladies that I'm hoping to get signed up next week, but it's been mostly old clients. So it was kind of like, okay, I was going to do a reactivation anyways, but we did the reactivation that you guys had in the referral challenge. We did that earlier this year. By all means, obviously could run it again, do the exact same thing again, but I kind of was thinking about even just an easier approach with it, and basically using that version of that email, make it a little more personal, not just saying 8 to 10 pounds, but making it a little more personal, like, hey, how's it been going, da, 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 da. And then I thought about handwriting a card to the person, because you know how we did the postcard, and if you could have a picture of them, that was really valuable. Because, and we did get people come back in, you know, they see their picture on the thing, and it's like, hey, yeah, I should probably get back to the gym.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to take like the reactivation that we've done before, that I saw such cool success with that simple email.
Right.
I'm trying to just, kind of still build off of that. And
well, I think I think what you just outlined is very smart. I'd look at, maybe 3 to 4 touches in a reactivation where one of them is offline. So keep in mind that you got to mail that postcard in, in advance. You got to build in that lead time. But I think that's smart. And just doing something simple like that, because you've got that 13-word email works. So you could task building out. You could lead with that, and then maybe have a little more detailed explanation paragraph below it, or something along those lines. And that's one of the touches. You've got the postcard as the second touch, and then you've got one of the touches is going to be a final. Hey, this is the last chance kind of thing. And then you just need a third, a third email touch, and you've got 4 touches right there. That's a short, simple, quick reactivation campaign. And the picture thing I don't want to lose sight of that, because this is another opportunity to just reinforce the importance of taking pictures of clients frequently and often, and storing all that stuff, because you just never know when it's going to, and it will inevitably be very valuable at some point.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Then my last question was, I'm running a booth next Tuesday with our charity partner. So they have a giving day that each of their partners can come, and we will have access to 300 of their employees from basically 9 to 4. And so I was going to use, I don't really care for booths. It's just a lot of time. Number one, it's your time standing there. But I'm going to use water bottle, meaning water bottles as in an actual disposable water bottle with our logo on it as your giveaway, because I hate pins and stuff like that. I guess a pin would be cheaper, but I feel like the water bottle is like a larger, everybody needs to drink more water. It starts a conversation. Can I give you a water? I mean, who's not going to take a water? But then I was going to print, we have that restaurant guide, and I was going to print it, but that would have been about $2,000 to print 300. And I couldn't do it because I'm not guaranteed that ROI off of it. And I was going to insert a free week to come to our gym. So instead of printing it, because obviously Tony put the hammer down on that one and said, we're not spending $2,000 on a free booth. Which he was right. I just took me a second to get on board with that. But then what I was thinking of is, hey, because you're an employee, you get these 2 benefits from us, and then having them fill out a quick landing page, first name, email, done. and that will tag them. I'll get them in Infusionsoft, and then they'll get the restaurant guide, and then obviously follow-up emails to use their coupon for a free week at our program. I mean, does that sound like a decent enough strategy to, number one, collect their information, give reciprocity?
Yeah, it does. And I mean, I just think that you want to make it as sexy as possible. You want to keep your costs down. Obviously, that definitely wouldn't print those things out. But what I would do is I would print a nice big, I don't know, poster, almost poster-sized cover of that thing. And yeah, use that as.
So like this, but nicer.
Yeah, good. And so that they know. And I mean, ideally, you got some fascinations, some bullet points too, that sort of, so in case you don't have the opportunity to tell, and it's hard for you to remember every time you want to get people excited. Remember, even if something's free, you got to sell it. Okay. You got to sell it for free. So if you're having, what I would do is I'd have that picture of the image that you just showed us of the thing, of the guide. And then I'd have another sheet of fascination bullet points, things that they're going to learn, teaser copy of what's included in this to excite people about wanting to get it. Because you don't want to be trying to explain that to every single person, and people are just walking by, something to catch their attention. So that's something to think about. The free week, that's compelling. I'd look at, using the Smart Start offer as well and see how you can incorporate that.
And Chris Gray did the business cards. So basically he just handed out a business card that said, hey, join our Get Fit Indie. Is that the easiest way, or can I sign someone up literally right there?
Can you sign them up? Oh, you mean get them to join? Yeah, you can get them to join right then and there. The problem is, you could do that. You could have a, heck yeah, I suppose but they'd have to log in to Facebook, because unless they had their phone, well, of course they're gonna have their phone.
That's what I was gonna say. If they had their phone, then I could say, hey, pull up your Facebook, type in Get Fit Indianapolis, and then they just have to check join, and I'll approve them.
Aaron, you want to say something?
Me? No.
Okay. Yeah, I would do that, Aaron Lindauer. I would absolutely do that. I think encourage people to sign up right then and there. But remember, just getting them to sign up is only part of the challenge. You want them to understand what it is they're signing up for and be excited about it as well. And so that's where, good marketing comes into play, and why to have a little placard or something that outlines the 5 major benefits of joining the group. So you can just point to that. You can say, hey, here's why you want to sign up. This is what you get for free. Because you just telling it to them, can be powerful, but you can only do that to so many people, and you'll miss some. So I would have something written as well. But yeah, to answer your question, get them to sign up right then and there. And if you can't, give them a business card that has the offer on it and the call to action, the website.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask our rep if I can just get everybody's contact information. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. I'm sure it's a no, but.
What do you mean get everybody that attended? Oh, you should.
No, just like they've got 300 employees. They all get these benefits from their partners. So surely they have a list, or maybe I could give them, hey, here's some emails. Would you send with our information? Because not everybody's going to stop working on NIC unit babies to come to a free booth.
Yeah, see, that is the best idea yet right there, is and this is why one of the things I had in mind when we were creating Smart Start is that this can really become sort of a corporate wellness, an off-site outsourced corporate wellness program. So you go to them and you say, look, here's what we do in this group, and it's completely free. And here's an email that's ready to go. You could send this out to all your members, customers, whatever they are, employees, and encourage them to join. Yeah, I think that's great.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep moving. Mike Fernandez is here. Mike, give us an update. How you doing? And let us know any questions you've got. Oh, and you've got give us an update on the product too.
What's going on, guys? Sorry, I wasn't able to make the call last week, but things are going good. Been really busy. Aaron finished up all the sales copy. It looks awesome. And it's Angela's working on it right now. She's already sent me a first draft. In fact, Aaron took a look at it yesterday and looks really good. So I'm hoping very soon. I want to try to
tell everybody the name of it and what it is.
Yeah, so it's the ROI multiplier, we called it, and it's all about the admin, right, and streamlining everything for your admin. So it's a complete done for you system. So it's not just like a bunch of documents that you get and have to download them and look at each document individually. It really flows as a system. So it takes your admin from the day they first walk through the door to how they can do everything all in one spot. So for me, when I first created it, it was because I was all over the place with all my systems, and my admin wasn't doing what I needed them to do. And I was countlessly spending hours and hours having to follow up. With this system, everything's in one spot. So I can take an admin from the second they walk through the door, and in a matter of 2 hours, they're up and running and doesn't skip a beat. So I was looking at some of the numbers for Aaron, and I mean, I've reduced my admin payroll by 75% since I implemented this, and really because of the fact that everything's so streamlined. So you don't get stuck. I don't get stuck anymore where, an admin forgot to return a phone call. The onboarding process isn't exactly the same, or your lead process is not the same thing. Everything is all done, streamlined right out for you. And then on top of it, we increased our revenue at the same time by about 35%. So it's been huge for me. A lot less headaches. It's increased my relationship with my wife is so much better now because I'm not pulling my hair out all the time in terms of all the things I got to get to. And it's made the job of my admin a lot easier as well, because now they know exactly what they need to do. They're not searching all over the place. So it's been awesome. I'm looking forward to launching because I think it's going to really help a lot of people.
That's beautiful, because you are truly selling dollars at a discount, which is the ultimate value proposition. When you can say, hey, not only was it going to save you money, it's going to make you money. It decreases overhead, increases revenue. That's beautiful.
For sure. One of the biggest things for me was that when I went away on vacation, and I got up in the morning one morning, and I just logged in, and I can see all my admin's notes. I can see everything that's happened in my facility, and nothing skipped a beat at all, which is essentially what you want, right? So I feel comfortable now where I could leave for a couple weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, and I think that everything would still run completely seamless. And I can see everything that's going on. I can see all of our leads. I can see everything. I can see exactly what who they've contacted, what's going on, all by being virtual, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And that's why we need to do something besides promoting this to the folks. We need to do a little demo or something within the group, show it to people, because really, I mean, I've seen it. I know a lot of folks, Rick's seen it, Aaron's seen it, of course. It's something. It's something everybody needs, really. I mean, it's something special. So it's exciting.
And something that he didn't mention, Mike, that you did not mention that I noticed with it is the amount of my time it saved. Me training my admin. It eliminated all of it. And what value do you put on your time? I mean, that's massive in my mind.
Yeah, you're right, Rick. Because, that's what you'd spend countless hours training your admin, and then they wouldn't have to do something something as simple as sending out a newsletter. They wouldn't have to do it for 3-4 weeks, and then all of a sudden you need to do something or update something, and they don't remember how to do it because you showed it to them. Oh, where do I go to find that? How do I do it? Not anymore. It's all done right there. You could give them something for the very first time. You could actually add something to your system that you want your admin to do. You would be able to add it right to this hub, this command center, and you don't even really have to tell your admin. Your admin sees something in the notes that, hey, you need to do this. They're going to go right through that document. They're going to find it, click on it. It's going to have all the stuff that's right there for them to do. So you're right.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that was huge. Absolutely massive, the amount of time it saved as far as having to train people. Because like you said, half the time you're training them over and over again on the same thing. Not anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, and with the way Mike's done this, he's created a video at every segment of this thing. So if they run into a problem, all they have to do is click the video. That'll explain the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I try to explain so how it works, and then how we use it actually in our business too. So, yeah, I mean, essentially, it's done for you as you can get.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. This is a no-brainer for Fit Pros. It really, truly is.
All right. It's exciting. And the price point is so incredibly reasonable. It's all very, very good. You've got a winner here, and it's going to help a lot of people, and you'll do well with it. So
Thank you. So other stuff I'm working on. So I know last time I was on a call, I told you guys that I was actually able to get my rent. I was able to take on another 1,200. Well, I'm going to be taking on another 1,200 square feet and only increasing my rent by $200 a month. Well, I met with the building owner again today, actually earlier this morning, and I had gone back there because I told you the building's like 40,000 square feet.
Right.
And I knew that I was talking to the safety inspector for the power plant who's moving out, who has 40,000 square feet. So I threw a shot in the dark today with the owner, because ideally I'd like to take even a little bit more space. And in conversation with him, I know he's got nobody lined up. And I said, well, the way these walls are already set up, we kind of just going to move that back wall back. If we go back another 60 feet, so another 2,400 square feet. I said, what could you do if I took on another 2,400 square feet? And at first he was like, oh, well, I'm already you got me down pretty much as low as I can go. And I said, all right. And then we just kept talking. And I told him essentially I couldn't do it at that rate. And then he said, you got me at a good time because these guys are leaving. And he said, I know you're a good guy, you're a good tenant, and you're going to do great things. He said, I could probably get it down at least another 50 cents a square foot, which now I told him, I said, well, I got to go back and let me make sure this is going to work for me financially and all that stuff. But it's pretty much a no-brainer because essentially I'm going to take on another 2,400 square feet and I'm only going to increase my rent by $400 a month. So the amount of stuff it's going to allow me to do that I've been kind of handcuffed on is essentially, for me, it's like 1 or 2 more members covers that added expense right there. But the amount of stuff it's going to allow me to do with adult MRT at night, which I can't do because we don't have the space right now, and team training as well, which I haven't been able to do much of because we don't have the space. It's going to allow me to do so much more. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And I actually got him to actually pay to do all the demo too. So he's going to take the wall down right now and move it back to 60 feet. So I'm pretty psyched about it.
That's beautiful. So how many square feet are you gaining at 400 a month additional?
2,400. Jeez. 2,400 square feet.
Yeah.
So that'll put me at training space, about 5,000 square feet, and then office and locker room space. So about 2,000 square feet, right roughly.
So
yeah.
So the great thing about this, Mike, is internally your current clients, they're going to just love this idea because A, they get more space, but B, they see this company's thriving, right? Everybody wants to attend someplace that's growing, right? And I think this is a good move for you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So I'm going to speak with him again next week to finalize all the paperwork and fill everything out. But I'm not announcing it to everybody yet. I'm trying to think of the best way to announce it and maybe do something with that announcement to have a huge influx. Because we want to run something new for the new year too, but we don't have the space to in people. So I'm actually I'm going back, and I hadn't run it, but from Rick's program, from the NPS stuff, I have the detox there that he provided in there, and we've run a detox a couple of years ago that was very, very similar. So we just switching up a couple of things, and we're going to probably rerun it, but we're not going to run it with a training option, just the detox, and hopefully last time we ran it, we got like 100 people. Hopefully we get maybe even more, a couple hundred people to do it. And then if that's in January, I actually talked to him about if it was possible to get the power plant to move some of their stuff out of the way and start actually doing some of the demo and getting that stuff moving in December. So if that runs in January, it brings us to February. If I can have that spot up and going in February, that gives me a huge chance to take those. Let's say we get 100 people in the detox again, like last time. It gives me something to do in terms of trying to make a big push to sign them all up into a. I haven't wrapped my head around exactly how I do it yet.
Yeah, no,
Rick's the guy I want to talk to about that for sure.
That sounds like a great plan, and you also should talk to Aaron because Aaron Crocker created the entire the entire scarcity marketing strategy and implementation for Iron Tribe. And that's sort of what you, I think, probably ought to consider modeling for this grand reopening, relaunch, or what, not relaunch, but grand reopening or expansion, whatever. Yeah. I would make a big deal out of it, and see if you can't come up with some sort of special offer for new members or something like that that's limited time type thing. I don't know. There's a lot of ways you can go with it, but definitely want to make a big deal marketing-wise about this this expansion.
And not only that, Mike, whoever your landlord is, this guy's no doubt connected to people that should be your clients, if you're going to be expanding into that market and moving at all into the general populace. I would be saying, look, I want to do the deal. As a part of the deal, I need to leverage your relationships.
That is a great point and a great idea. This guy, you've built a relationship with him. He obviously likes you. Yeah. I talk to him. He's probably pretty well-known dude, I would imagine, pretty well-connected. Talk to him about doing an endorsed mailing. Well, I mean, that's a little bit pricey. Still, it can be really powerful. I mean, anyway, there's a lot you can do with that, but maybe can do some sort of little promotion for you or introduce you to some people or something along those lines. But definitely leverage that relationship.
Yeah, do a kind of a grand reopening, a soft launch, and have him bring his sphere of influence people through the door as a private tour.
Yeah. Ribbon cutting and whatnot and all that and whatever. Yeah. There's a lot that can be done there, and that's good because you have a compressed period of time. You have to get all this stuff done because come March you're going to be.
That's right.
That's right. Crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is right.
I don't want to. I'm just curious because you guys mentioned it last week, so I'm going to mention it now. Did both you and Aaron, both of you guys find out the gender, sex of your new babies?
I know. Yes.
You do? Are you willing to share?
Yeah. It's going to be a boy. I have a daughter already who's going to be. She's just turned a year and a half. So, and then I'll have a boy too. So, now I'm done.
Yeah. Congratulations. I don't know though. You're Catholic.
Yeah, that's what you think.
What about you, Aaron Lindauer? Are you willing to share?
If I knew, we don't know yet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you went last week. Okay.
We'll know so we go next week. So
next week. Okay. All right. Good. We're all family here. We just want to be kept up to date with the family gossip.
Yeah.
We're hoping for a girl though. We got our little guy, so hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm gonna have like all boys. So.
See, I thought I was gonna have all girls. So.
Yeah. No, that's all. Well, who was it? I will never forget this, and I apologize for adding this in, but Sean Lee said the best thing. He said, if you have 2, it's still man-to-man defense. If you have 3, you got to start playing zone.
All right, cool. Well, Mike, you probably saw I sent that message to you and Alicia. Have you heard?
Yeah, I just opened it, so thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay, and I'll follow up with her too, just in case. I know she's busy, but she should definitely see it. Especially, she definitely should see it. It should be on.
I'll say something to her. I'll talk to her next week.
Thank you too.
All right, good.
I think if we both get on her, she'll be in.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
That'd be good. All right, very good. Let's jump over to Adrian. How's it going, my man? Let us know how things are playing out up in your neck of the woods, Kalamazoo.
Tough but doable, I guess is like the best word to describe it. I don't know. Just been back at it, doing everything again. So that's just how it is. And then, it's kind of a blessing and a curse because the disaster is just that I think we're finally. I think finally blowing over this whole upset people leaving, but I have no idea. Last time I heard. They have a whole secret Facebook group dedicated to hating me now. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Last I heard, I was threatened to be taken onto the local news station here and blasted about how I mistreat people. So I don't know what's going on with that. So it's been annoying. So I don't know. I choose not to pay attention to it, I guess, because I don't. It just makes me. I guess it's just. my only my nervousness about it is like the unknown. Like, what are they? Like, what? But then again, like, what could they do? Like, legally, financially, anything like that? Because they're not members anymore, you know. So I don't know. But that's that. And then that's all, whatever. One of my other trainers, the remaining one, who's been with me since a long time actually, has been with me for about 1.5 years now. Him and his wife are moving to Chicago in December. So basically I get to restaff. And I think that's the blessing. I think that's the opportunity. Because I learned a lot. I learned a lot about what I don't want, you know. I've learned a lot about setting expectations, I think.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot about myself, like in a way of, like, I learned that when I brought people on, I always wanted to, like, I wanted them to fill the role, but I also wanted to accommodate them. And now I'm just in a mode where, like, F it, like, you fill the role or you're not here, you know, and that's it. That's it, you know, and that's
growth, man. That's growth. Yeah.
I still have a hard time with it because I still, it's so, because I want to make people happy. And like, I know that I have a whole complex. So if I don't make people happy, then I feel like a bad person.
I'll tell you who you need to focus on keeping happy.
So I mean,
it's
just
focus on Catherine and your family, and keeping them happy, and your clients and your employees. Yeah. Focus on keeping them working and busy and making sure they get paid on time.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know, Adrian? Do you know who Miranda Sings is? Does that name ring a bell? Anybody know who Miranda Sings is? All right, so I got turned on to her by my daughter, who's a fan. Miranda Sings is one of the biggest YouTube stars out there, and she's very, very funny, super talented young woman. That's her. Anyway, she has a show on Netflix now called Haters Back Off or something. She's gotten that big. So I was fascinated by her, and I read this backstory about her. And she got started because she put a video on YouTube about gave a singing lesson. And she got all this hate mail. Everybody just was like, you can't sing, you suck, go home, don't, all this stuff, and like thousands of messages. And so she just started. She said, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give people my persona is going to be created around providing content that's exactly what the haters say they hate about me. So that's how she built her reputation, was just by being who these haters hate.
Yeah.
And so I mention that because I think you'll see that you know, just being you, and you've got some haters. Who doesn't? I've got mine. Rick's got his. Aaron's got his. Mike's going to have his soon if he doesn't already. When you put yourself out there, you get haters. That's just the way it is. Yeah. But do what the haters hate about you, and you'll get a lot more people who love you, and you'll grow, because Miranda's a perfect example. I think we all are. And then the haters, that's what, just polarize. I guess that's the message, polarize.
Yeah.
You know what they hate about you, Aaron? That you're more successful than them.
Yeah, really.
I mean, that's it. Somebody more successful isn't going to hate on you. They don't worry about you. It's right. People that are lesser than you that will always hate on you. So when somebody is, you just have to realize that, I mean, I could get in this, it's all about them, it's not about you. No, the truth of the matter is they're hating on you because you're doing something they wish they could be doing. Plain and simple, buddy. And so, you know, when somebody hates on me, I take it as a compliment. I really, truly do. You know, like I posted in that post, you know, things affect me too, but, you know, I sure as hell don't show them that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good, man. You've grown a lot. And that's right. It's busybodies, stupid, small-minded people who do that. And they're not going to be able to do anything. So if they get the media involved, that would be awesome, because you get up there and you get to tell your story. You're going to get interviewed. It's like P.T. Barnum used to say, there's no such thing as bad publicity. It's true. Anyway, but that'll probably never happen, because these people are all talk.
And if it did, and even if it did, exactly what I told you when we had our private talk, people are going to see the truth, and they're going to realize that what people are saying and what is really there aren't even the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would look forward to it if they did it, but I agree with Eric, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but that's cool. Now you're going to reboot, restaff. That's exciting. That's good. And revenues are still solid, still good?
We lost a total of about $5,000 a month in total loss. So revenue went down. That'll take effect this month because we ran everybody's like cancellation fees per their agreement. So October stayed the same. The majority of the loss was in October, but the revenue dip will take in effect this month. So we lost in total, we lost about 35 people because of the trainers leaving. And then we lost another 15 just because of whatever, sickness, moving, stuff like that, injury, wherever else, like normal cancellations, so.
Yeah. So this is good. So you're rebooting completely, staff and membership, because now you're down. This is a good thing. It's a purging of the bad. It's out with the old and the bad, in with the new and the good. You know how to market. You'll get those people back in a heartbeat.
I think, and maybe I can like ask you guys here, because one thing that's been plaguing my mind of all of this is what affected me the most, and I told Rick this too, and Aaron as well, is like the fact that the members who I thought I was really close with, like had really good relationships with, like in an instant, like 180, like F you, man, like that's what really got me. Like it wasn't the others who I kind of figured would be like on their side, but it was the ones who I was really close with that got me like really deep. And it's like, that affects my mind because I got into this to change people's lives. And how do I get invested in people and at the same time, like stay emotionally removed enough to not be affected if they leave? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm having a hard time with.
You just have to realize it's business. Okay. At the end of the day, you can't get emotional about business because you make bad business decisions. When they leave, it is business. That's really the way you got to look at it. I mean, I've had a dip this month too. Some things with my trainers. I kind of shared it with Aaron yesterday, actually. So I understand where you're coming from, but those people have the option to go when they want. Let them go and just rebuild. You're like Eric said, you're smart. Okay. You just got to realize you can't get emotional about business. Okay, because that's when you make bad decisions.
Yeah.
And so, it was their business decision to leave. It's your business decision to continue on.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so hard to do, Adrian, but it's what Rick said is exactly, you have to do it to survive. I mean, to this day, I over the course of my life as an information marketer, I've probably gotten 1,000 returns of people that have just asked for a refund and returned things, because I've sold to 50,000 people or whatever, 100,000 different products. I've probably gotten 1,000 different returns. It doesn't matter. It still hurts me to my core when it happens. It's like, it's not about the money. It's about somebody rejecting me and what I've put my so much of my heart and soul into. And so it still hurts, but it doesn't depress. I don't let it bring me down, and that's the point.
Yeah, you can't let it create negative bandwidth is what it boils down to. Just do what you have to do, give them their refund or do whatever, and then move on to something positive. Yeah. And just replace the negative with positive. I mean, I know you can do that. I've seen you do it.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
So you're not alone is all you need to know about that, Adrian. Everybody in here feels it. They've been there. They felt it. As writers, we've felt the sting of rejection of our work. I had a guy in California. I wrote him a killer. He hated it. I was like, dude, simple. I immediately resent him his money, and I was done with that. It's you're not going to be a fit for everybody. I mean, that's just the way life goes, man.
And people fool us sometimes.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So what else is good going on? Anything, Adrian?
Everything, Adrian. Everything good is going on, buddy. Yeah, I want to hear you say it.
I mean, basically, because I have a clean slate. Lo and behold, right?
There you go. Say it. Everything is going good forward.
Everything is going good forward because I'm making.
There you go.
Let's see. Well, Aaron and I talked about the way that I do like progress meetings with clients. So I'm going to get what's called InBody and have that to do assessments with clients. So there's not one person, one staff member dedicated to it anymore. So that's good. I'm going to be implementing Rick's nutrition system in my business soon too. So that's 2. And then recently we finally got freaking details about it, but there's a really cool organization in our city over here called Bethany Christian Services. And they help like refugee kids from overseas like come into the States and like find housing and employment. So we're going to do a charity drive and do gifts and get gifts for the kids with a wish list. So that'll be fun. That'll be exciting for the holidays. And other than that, I'm just setting up it's just to get staff. I mean,
Hey, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike was typing away and he didn't know. Wait, so Adrian, these are orphan children?
They're not orphan I think, I'm not sure what the origin is, but they end up in refugee sites overseas, and then this service helps them get over here where they have a lot more opportunity to then they become adopted within a family, and then they find employment.
That's nice. So you're helping them out. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. It was interesting to me to see the outpouring, or not outpouring, but the faith that I don't know. Adrian, did you read Andrew Catala's post about?
Yeah. And I actually meant to get on that because I felt the exact same way he did about a year ago when I started.
Yeah. And I just thought it was wonderful how there's so many people in this group who are, wear their faith on their sleeve, and it's just awesome. I think the way everybody rallied around, and it's neat that a lot of people have chosen, or you're helping out some Christian-based charities as well. I think it's a wonderful thing. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so good. I've got to get going, guys. I got to wrap this thing up. Anybody have anything else that they need to talk about real quick?
I just wanted to say thanks to everybody here, as always. Been really, really shitty the past few weeks, but I think about you guys here, and it really helps every time. So thank you to everybody here.
Thank you for being a member and for having the courage to share so openly, Adrian. I think you've stimulated conversations that everybody feels this stuff as an experience. This stuff, you brought it to the front and allowed people to sort of vent and talk about it and to help you and share their stories. So I think it's been cathartic for a lot of people and clearly helpful for you. And I think that's wonderful because you got such a bright future, and we all recognize that. And you just need to keep moving forward like you're doing.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, guys, I got to go. Thank you all very much. Rick, I'll be in touch shortly, and we'll set something up.
All right, sounds good.
You guys.